Good morning. I'm Evangeline Taylor. The devotion that I have selected this morning is based on Psalm 130. In the Peanuts cartoon, Charlie Brown is sitting at Lucy's psychiatric desk getting absolutely no help from Lucy. With a forlorn look on his face, Charlie laments, "Where do I go to give up?" One great value of the Psalms is that they put into words what we find difficult to express. Most scriptures speak to us. The Psalms speak to us through song. Long after the original melodies are forgotten, the words continue to say what is difficult for us to put into words. They enable us to articulate and bring before God our deepest feelings, our greatest fears. The lingering longings of our hearts, the troubles and sorrows of our lives are spoken in the Psalms. Jesus, hanging on the cross, cries, my God, why have you forsaken me?" This direct quote from Psalm 22 is a plug for sending our young children to Sunday school because it was a resource Jesus drew on when he needed it. When I have had the opportunity to ask grieving families if they have particular scriptures they would like read at a loved one's funeral, 9 times out of 10, they will ask me to read Psalm 23. It is an all-time favorite. But there are many great verses to cherish in the book of Psalms. One of these is Psalm 130. Martin Luther, who often fought with devils while reforming the church, considered Psalm 130 his favorite. John Wesley, on the day of his conversion, sat in St. Paul's Cathedral, listening to a choir sing these words, "Out of the depth I cry to you, O Lord, Lord, hear my cry." Eugene Peterson translates this verse this way, "Help, God. The bottom has fallen out of my life." Many of us have been there. If you rebelled against God, remember Jonah, who cried out when he found himself in deep water and up to his neck in seaweed because he tried to run away from God. Do you remember Joseph, who was sold into slavery by his own family? He felt the sting of Potiphar's wife and was forgotten by those he had aided. Then you know about rejection. David deceived others and cried out to God. We know that power corrupts. Absolute power absolutely corrupts. We like to splatter their pictures on tabloids, have Congress pass judgment on them, and produce TV documentaries about them. But on the other hand, ever look in the mirror and not like the person you see? Because, like David, you are the man. You are the woman. Realizing that you have been sidetracked by desire or allowed yourself to become corrupt by the temptations of the world. David wrote in Psalm 51, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and put a right spirit within me." Jeremiah was drenched in hopelessness, known as the weeping prophet. He cried out to God, thrown into a muddy cistern because people didn't care for his preaching. Jeremiah knows agony and gloom, but Jeremiah also knew God. He affirms, "The Lord is with me like a mighty warrior." But like those before us, when we come to God in pain caused by our own actions or by the actions of others, when we cry out to him, the Lord hears our prayers. God forgives. If you, O Lord, kept a record of sins, who would stand a chance? But with you there is forgiveness. There is hope. Some of us have been waiting a long time for answers to prayers, an end to the violence, a break at work, a healing to happen, a child to come home, a marriage to be healed. Keep hope alive. God in God's time makes all things beautiful. Someone said, you cannot rush the dawn. You can only wait for the sunshine. God is love. That is the thing that we are to hold on to during difficult times in our lives. When we feel out in the depths, God hears our cries. The hymn writer wrote these words: there is a balm in Gilead that heals the sin-sick soul. There is a balm in Gilead that makes the wounded whole. Let us pray together the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever.